Hello everyone. This week's discussion is art in the human form. We're talking about art as a history going back to the beginnings of earliest art. Um, the book mentions different time periods in which art was developed. The first period that the book mentions is the Paleolithic art period, and this period is considered the Old Stone Age. You will see here marks from abstract patterns of parallel to diagonal lines between horizontal bars. Uh, this is the oldest form of art that is formed, which dates back to 77,000 years. And then also, we develop into the actual Neolithic period, which is the New Stone Age. The New Stone Age is more of an advanced shifting of life patterns. Um, all these patterns are talking about basically the development of mankind and how art was introduced. And then the book also goes on to describe the Mesopotamia area in which instances like ziggurats were introduced. Um, Going back to the earliest forms of civilization, you can see a lot of art that is pretty much prehistoric to what we consider as art right now. And my favorite is the Paleolithic art period because basically what they had is a concept of art which is just now developing actually, and they used what they had at that time period. And if we can look at how our art is now, we have technology, we have more advanced works of beauty, but the beginning of civilization actually started the period in which people started to develop artistic styles in their building. You can see human figures carved from back then, and basically they used what they had at that time period. It's interesting to go back and look at the different evolutions of art based on how civilization was at the time. As you can see in the Mesopotamia area, they started doing the actual development of more prominent buildings, development. They had Egyptians, in which art was mainly focused on at that time. So it's basically in during each time period that you go through, you can see what civilization represented at the time. So going back to me appreciating the Paleolithic art period, like I said, it was the beginning of art. It just showed that the human mind started to evolve and to start to actually put into a structure what was visualized in the mind. And I think this is really the foregrounds of how entire civilizations was developed as a whole. So I have a much appreciation for that period. This is all that I have for today. I hope you enjoyed the discussion. Thanks.